What's going on, guys? How's it going? I have a very intense gameplay, I think, for a pretty intense topic here, or a hot topic, or whatever you want to say. This is actually on one of the new maps, or one of the newer maps, because I don't think I put any gameplay up from these yet, but I'm actually really re-loving Battlefield after I did get the pack, or all the packs, actually, but premium. I would definitely say it was worth it I mean, there's still a new pack to come out. Anyways, this is not a pitch for the game, but it's very intense, it's so much more fun, and it just adds a lot to the game. So let's talk about the topic here today, as you saw in the title. It's kind of gun safety slash the assumptions of guns by either non-gun owners or just by the general public. Reason for this is because I love video games. I love shooting games, clearly, as you can see right here in front of you. And this guy pissed me off because he stole my knife. He stole my killer knife. Anyways, I love games and I love shooting games. I don't have a problem with them at all. I, in fact, would encourage people to go play them because I really think it increases your hand-eye coordination, and it also really increases your perception of your environment. You're always looking to see what's out of place around you, I think, because you can put me in a place that I know fairly well, or I've been in a few times, and I can tell you what's different in there, and catch it pretty quickly, or look around, and when I assess a room when I walk in, I don't know if it's necessarily directly because of video games, but I think it contributes to that. So, this being said, I also love to shoot, and I go, with friends and with whoever, I have a good time. I think it's a lot of fun, blows off some steam, and I think it's fun to do. I think it's something that I would also encourage but you need to know how to handle a gun safely, and here's the thing, because you go to a range, or whether it be, I've been to big range, small ranges, whatever, they're all different, but sometimes people will enforce, the rules very strictly, and sometimes people will not enforce them at all, and this could be good or bad on either end. Reason being, guys, for those that don't know, always treat a gun like it's loaded. There's a safety on it, that's great. I don't really care. Unless you intend to shoot at me or another person, don't aim the barrel at me, in my general direction. Especially, if it's something, a shotgun or something. Not even my general direction. I don't even want it close to me. Not that I don't trust you, because I trust you great, but it's too easy to leave a bullet either in the chamber or just somewhere in the gun where accidents happen too frequently with it because people are careless and they don't pay attention. And that's the thing. Accidents happen with guns when people are careless or don't pay attention, or when it's not an accident and it is intentional for somebody to, try to do something like that. And that's the difference. I'll get into that on another topic, but make sure you handle your gun properly and don't be given a bad name to people who are responsible gun owners. There's so much controversy in the news and all over the place these days about this stuff. It kind of calmed down a little bit now at this point, but there's people on both sides of the argument using valid points in an invalid way. And what does that mean, Kyle? What are you talking about when you say that? Well, people use valid points of maybe statistics or things that have happened, but they use them in an invalid way, meaning applying it to everyone, or just they take them out of proportion, or do just skew the stats to begin with, or something like that. Basically, what I mean is, they will say that all gun owners are irresponsible, and it can happen easily because, this one guy didn't check his gun properly, and he's the same guy that swings the muzzle of the gun all over the place, and is always pointing it at people. You don't do that. The guy who picks up a gun to look at it and his finger's right on the trigger. Now that's, to me, even though I didn't really grow up using guns when I was younger, it was always just a natural thing for me. When you pick up a gun, your finger doesn't go on the trigger unless you intend to shoot that thing. I don't care if I walk into a sporting goods store and I pick it up off the shelf, my finger's not going to be on the trigger, other than, unless, I'm looking at the trigger. Some, guns have gold triggers, shotguns, things like that. It's just, a brand thing, and I'm looking at the trigger. Even then, I'm not going to be holding it where I'm ready to shoot it, and the barrel's going to be pointing somewhere different. It's just the concept, guys, because gun safety is really not a hard thing to get down. It's pretty easy, and once you do, it's just natural. And for me, for some reason, it was just always natural, even though I've always played shooting games where the guy's hand's always on the trigger and things like that. And even in paintball, paintball, I think my finger always was on the trigger. See, it's different because with paintball, it didn't really matter if I shot at something. Now, with a regular gun, it matters if you shoot at something, especially if you're not meaning to. There's a big problem there. Whether you're gonna kill somebody's dog in their backyard, or shoot through your wall by accident, or you just shoot the guy next to you. I mean, there's a problem. There's serious consequences for that, and it needs to be taken seriously. It is a fun thing to do, but it's very dangerous as well. It can be dangerous if you don't pay attention. So, basically, I mean, I'm not here to tell you how to use your weapon, I guess, but I'm here to just say, don't give the rest of us a bad name by being irresponsible. I mean, because I've been watching a lot of movies lately, and I mean, there's these people who handle guns and stuff like, and they're just like, I mean, the way, number one, besides their just, you know, known Hollywood accuracy, horrible representation of shooting everything except the person you're actually trying to hit, which always angers me when I see movies like that. But the fact that they just don't, they carry them all over the place, completely loaded. You know, I don't know if they have a safety, or most of the time they don't really show up, but their fingers are always on the triggers and stuff. It gets in your mind. It's a subliminal thing where when you see that all the time, it's just kind of natural to do that because you see it, and we're imitators, and that's how we do. You know, when you grow up, you copy your parents on a lot of your lifestyle because you grew up seeing it over and over and over again, and subliminally took that in. So, anyways, back to, it doesn't really have a whole topic on this video, but besides, you know, movies piss me off when they do that, and just people with gun safety. I mean, guns are not dangerous in and of themselves. They're actually a lot of fun, and if you can afford ammo now these days, they're a lot of fun. But they're a lot of fun, and they're obviously were made for protection and survival, and so that's what they, you know, should continue to be used for: gun protection and survival, not for going out and, you know, just, I don't even know, whatever these people who are, you know, they're been on drugs for years and years, and these antidepressants and stuff, and all this stuff. It's just, then it gets pinned on good people. I hate when, like, when you're growing up and your teacher would, like, punish the entire class for, like, a handful of kids that kept misbehaving. That would make me so angry, because when I grew up, or as I was growing up, I was very self-conscious, and I hated to get into trouble, and I was always trying to be that good kid that never, you know, he's always the guy that never got into trouble, because then when you did get into trouble, you could usually get out of it fairly easily and right away, and because you had a reputation behind you. And so I would hate it when I would get punished with everyone else, because the teacher just didn't want to punish those few people. It just made me so mad. And I remember one time, actually, I'm going to tell you a short story here. I was actually in class, right? And the teacher walked to the room, and it was like, you know, no talking, I'll be right back, or whatever. And she walked out. And I literally, to this day, I believe I did not speak. I was sitting there, and I was just getting my homework done. It was only like probably 2 minutes. I was just getting my homework done, and when the teacher came back in, the class was all loud. Everyone was talking and being loud. And she walked in, and I don't know, maybe she was having a pissy day and just was like in that mood. And so she comes in and just like, oh, everybody who was talking raised their hand, and basically everyone raised their hand. I didn't say, I was just sitting there. I was sitting in a place that I actually didn't want to sit because we had assigned seats. So the people around me, I didn't even like talking to them. So why would I? And secondly, there was like homework for the next class that I was trying to finish and get done so I could get over. Actually, maybe it wasn't. Yeah, it was the next class, yeah. And then I didn't raise, and everyone else had to do this stuff, and she got so angry that I didn't raise my hand and I wouldn't admit to it because I didn't do it. And she was like, fine, all right, you know what? Fine, everyone else has to do this, whatever, writing, if you made us write something, I will not talk out of, I don't know, whatever the heck it was. And I didn't have to do it, but I was just like, just doing that whole thing. I mean, I guess it's actually a little bit different. You know, she gave me a hard time about it because she didn't believe me. But because I had that reputation, she didn't really, she was like, fine, you know, she believed me for it. Even though other people got very pissed that I probably shouldn't have done the assignment rather than just be that guy. That guy, yep, I was that guy growing up. But other than that, back to, I guess guns again here. So yeah, I mean guns, I would definitely, well, if you can even get your hands on guns anymore, that accuracy right there was just unbelievable in my book. What I was doing there, I couldn't even, that was just nuts. But anyway, at least a nice one. So yeah, they're a lot of fun, but just guys, when you handle guns, keep in mind, here's a couple of rules here. Obviously, on your safety, red is dead. Red means you pull that trigger when your safety is, you can see red, which the person in front of you is going to be dead. So keep that in mind. Most of you probably know that, I would think. Secondly, just handle it like it's loaded, whether the safety's on or off, there's bullets on in it or on it. And also get in the habit of just checking the chamber, even though you know, if you load in, say a pistol, you load in 5 rounds or 7 rounds or whatever you got, depending, different things. You got that in there. You just shot off in that same amount, 5 rounds or 7 rounds. You just shot off, so it's empty. Just visually check it anyways, and just get in the habit of doing that. You're using a shotgun, just pump it a few extra times and make sure that the chamber's clear. I mean, that way you don't necessarily have to visually look, but I would still say visually look because it's not that hard. It doesn't take any time to visually check it and make sure, and you can save, shooting your own foot or save shooting the guy next to you. I mean, stuff happens a lot. So other than that, pay attention and just, obviously don't aim it at anything you wouldn't want to intend to shoot. You don't even have to pull the trigger. You can discharge by accident at times and things like that. I mean, there's crazy stuff that happens once in a while. If it's got a floating firing pin, if it's an older gun, you drop it and it could go off accidentally. That's something you need to keep in mind, especially if you're handling something like that. Don't keep that kind of gun loaded and when you're storing it and things like that. But other than that, have fun with guns, I guess, if you have them, and if you can buy them now at all. And there we go. I won this game. I won! We won! Thank you very much. I appreciate watching this. And tell me if you want me to talk some more about this kind of stuff, because I'm definitely up for it. I thought I had enough content for this one, but apparently I did not. I had a few places. Okay, I'm rambling on. Game's over. I'm done. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, favorite, like, and comment, because I like to talk to you. I'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.